exchange the flag. 在比赛之前，双方的勇士们。 Corner from China, Hu Jieguan. On point by unanimous decision in blue corner from Russia. The winner on point by unanimous decision in blue corner from Russia, Butayev. Winner on point by split decision in blue corner from Russia, Shashkin. The winner on point by unanimous decision from blue corner from Russia, Chimbatov. Congratulations to Russian.
After their opening win last week in Season 5 of the World Series of Boxing, the Astana Arlans, Kazakhstan travel to Lubin, Poland, to face the Rafako Hassars. They're also looking for their first WSB victory following a loss away in Puerto Rico.
Hassars, Poland.
Well, the night begins at flyweight 52 kilograms and featured Hamza Tuba, who used to run out for Team Germany last season, but now representing Poland. He took on Oljas Satibayev, one of the toughest members of the Astana Arlans squad. Well, it was a tough and gritty encounter, fairly even through rounds 1 and 2, until Satibayev tracked down Hamza Tuba and put pressure on, taking the win and putting one up on the board for the Astana Arlans. Well, at lightweight, 60 kilograms, Polish fighter David Mikulas, who won the bronze medal at the 2010 Youth Olympic Games, took on former Kazakhstan national champion Zakir Safiullin. Safiullin stood off for most of the fight, and he allowed David Mikulas to put pressure on. And that indeed was the order of the day. Although Safiullin worked very well on the counter, David Mikulas pressured right through, taking unanimous decision and the win, evening up the scoreboard with one apiece. Then came an intriguing clash at welterweight, 69 kilograms. And that pitched Northern Ireland's 2014 Commonwealth Games bronze medalist Stephen Donnelly, who's competing for Poland this season, up against Madiyar Ashgayev. Well, it was a class performance for the young Irishman. He outworked Ashgayev across 5 very tough rounds indeed. Ashgayev took a decision win against Ronil Sotolongo of Cuba. So this was no cake to be walked for Donnelly, but good advice from his corner, and a classy finish gave him Poland's second win. Well, the penultimate fight at light heavyweight, 81 kilograms, was a hugging more than slugging affair. Mateusz Trich took on Roger Sepp. Sepp has amassed 20 fights in the WSB competition, including many wins for his franchise Astana Arlans Kazakhstan. And he gamed the system well here, causing problems for Trich, even though the Polish fighter started off very strongly. Sepp got inside, closed his man down, and squeezed out a 3-2 win here over the 5 rounds. Well, then the big boys came out to play at super heavyweight, 91 plus kilograms, and that pitched Pavel Wierzbicki against Filip Hrgovic. And this was one-hand clapping for Wierzbicki right from the get-go. Filip Hrgovic got in the driver's seat and stayed there. And across 5 rounds, Wierzbicki really didn't have an answer. And this was really rocky, but without the happy ending, as Hrgovic piled pressure on. 5 straight rounds. They were 2 apiece going into this, but this win, emphatic win.
Two of the top teams in the World Series of Boxing met in week 2 from Group A. Ukraine Ottomans against the British Lionhearts. The C2 weight classifications, the flyweights, lightweights, welters, the light heavies and the supers. The first bout of the night, Azad Ussanaliev against Andrew Selby of Wales, the number 2 in the world in the AIBA rankings. On paper, Selby will be the man to beat. 9-0 in the WSB, but a sharp right early on started to make the left eye swell up. Selby, knowing that he was in trouble, tried to up the pace of the fight, but in the end, the damage to that eye won through. And a rising star of Ukraine, Usanaliev, took the victory. So, could another Welshman do better? Joe Cordina in the lightweights up against Oleg Prudkai. Prudkai, very impressive in previous seasons, but perhaps not with the pedigree of Cordina, but an early blow, or at least it looked like, was actually a headbutt, knocking Cordina down. Well, he managed to avoid any swelling to the head that Selby suffered. Took him a while to regain his senses, and with 2 rounds down, he was really struggling on points. His typical flamboyant style was hampered by the sheer pressure of the Ukrainian, who realized his opportunity against this tricky Welshman. By the 4th and 5th rounds, Cordina was coming back, but too little, too late, as Oleg Prudkai made it 2 out of 2 on the night. Well, on paper in the welterweights, England's Echo Esserman, though a highly entertaining fighter, was one who wasn't expected to win. However, he really put up a great battle against Bogdan Szeleckiuk. The European bronze medalist took some heavy blows early on, though he smiled them off, and you always felt like he was going to up the pace at some point, but he couldn't. Echo Esserman just kept the pressure on throughout and managed to make it 2-1 on the night with a split decision. Aston Brown, who's just had a baby daughter, trying to make up for missing out on the Commonwealth Games recently for the British Lionhearts, came up against one of the most powerful punching Ukrainians around. In the light heavies, Alexander Kishniak, who's just 19 years old, soaked up some punishment early on before unleashing some frightening combinations on the Scotsman. 6, 7, 8 punches in a row, and the legs of Aston Brown went. He was going to get a standing 8, but the referee stepped in and said no more. The correct decision, but it would mean 3-1 on the night to Ukraine, and the chance of a victory over for the British Lionhearts. So, 1 bout left to come. It's the super heavies, and these 2 men are super big. Joseph Joyce, who was 3rd at the European Championships recently, gold medal in the Commonwealth Games, took on Ukraine's Victor Vichrist, a very experienced boxer. He looked to be a little cleverer in the first round and a half until Big Joe Joyce from London came through with that big right hook. The lights weren't quite out there. Joyce hit him a few more times to the temples before the referee stepped in after the Ukrainian went down 3 times in the round. Well, Joyce at 29, flourishing in his boxing career, certainly looks a real prospect for Rio. British Lionhearts, though, finished on a high, but it was the local team from Kiev, 3-2 up. There's the results. The Ukrainians taking the victory.
In 52 kilograms, El Barka Abdel Halim.
Siempre hacia adelante. La iniciativa ha sido siempre de Bermúdez. Izquierda y derecha. En la combinación entraron ambas. Caiga en la provocación del otro, que no use la cabeza.
5 of the World Series of Boxing saw the Mexico Guerreros host the Moroccan Atlas Lions in Mexico. 5 bouts, 5 3-minute rounds per bout. Super heavyweight down to flyweight. Mexico ranked 6 in Group A, Morocco ranked number 7. Our first contest was in the super heavyweight division. Saw Thierry Guerreros go up against Edgar Ramirez. I noted that Guerreros was reasonably slow and cumbersome. On the other hand, and by comparison, Ramirez I thought was too quick and too busy. As a result, he was declared a unanimous points winner after mastering Guerreros throughout 5 rounds of boxing. The decision never looked in doubt and went Ramirez's way. 1-0 Mexico. We then went down to the flyweight division. We saw Arlans de la Luz take on Ashraf Karoubi of Morocco. Karoubi, a Roberto Balado Cup winner in Havana just last year. De la Luz claimed to be quick coming into this bout, and quick he needed to be, tall as well. And sadly for Karoubi, a talented young man, just couldn't match the work rate of De La Luz and found his height, of course, to be a problem. And Carlos Mina from Ecuador and representing Mexico went up against Mohamed Assaghir, who was described as an unknown quantity. And Mina, with the two-tone hair, is a good lad. He punches well. He won a gold in the Pacific Cup. I thought he was too lively, despite the fact that Assaghir tried exceptionally hard. It was a very good fight, very entertaining, and remained that way over the full 5 3-minute rounds. But it was indeed the man from Ecuador, Carlos Mina, who was declared a unanimous points winner.
The Mina.
The only upset of the night came when Mohamed Rabi of Morocco went up against the undefeated welterweight Marvin Cabrera of Mexico. Cabrera had won all 6 bouts last season. Mohamed Rabi was smooth and talented, despite the fact Cabrera was strong. I was unimpressed. That said, Cabrera, well, you can make a case of winning the bout, but it actually went Mohamed Rabi's way in the end, destroying that undefeated run of Marvin Cabrera. Rabi looks like one to watch in the future. Very talented young man, and as I said, smooth as you like.
Marruecos, Rabi Mohamed.
Our concluding contest was a lightweight contest between Adolfo Delgado of Mexico and Abdallah Boudra of Morocco. A Mohammed VI trophy winner. But I found Delgado was a very strong individual. Although there was never much between them, I had him winning by 2 or 3 rounds at the end. And Boudra was capable and effective, but unfortunately the strength of Delgado told against him. Ultimately, the score went to the Mexicans by 4-1. My name's Steve Holdsworth. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye.
Por supuesto que queremos resultados, dijo. Chicharito. Este es el turno de recibir a Javier Jesús Cintrón. Recibimos al argentino ascendiendo al cuadrilátero para enfrentar a un boxeador de muchos antecedentes y experiencia.
Azul de los Huracanes de Puerto Rico, Javier Cintrón Ocasio. Es árbitro del combate. Rincón azul, José Javier Rosario de los Huracanes de Puerto Rico. Rincón rojo de los Cóndores de Argentina, Ignacio Palmeta. Rincón rojo de los Cóndores de Argentina, Marcos Escudero.
Stop! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop!
Rincón azul, Cosme dos Santos Nascimento.